to Tech Update Tuesdays, this one for March 18th, 2014. And I think this is going to be a Google Docs episode, at least that's what it's shaping up to be, because I've had a lot of questions regarding Google Docs, and I wanted to show a couple huge new features to Google Drive. So let's go ahead and get started on that. The first off is I'm going to have to show you a feature inside Google Drive in order to talk about one of the problems that we see cropping up. And let me show you my desktop for this. But if you're in a Google Doc, like I am here, one of the things that you can do is under the fonts, some folks are not happy with the default fonts here. So if you're like, somebody who really likes different fonts, these are the ones that you most commonly use that get listed up here at the top, and then you can scroll through the standard ones. And then there's this option that some folks have found for more fonts. And if I click on more fonts, it comes up and gives me a listing. There's quite a number of fonts in here that you can add. And if there's one that suits your fancy, you can always just sort of, Cabin. I gotta use Cabin. So I'll click OK on that, and that'll add that font to my font list. And so now I've got an additional font. Now, one of the problems here is that, and this is a problem that I think is slowly but surely going away, but hasn't quite gone away yet, is it looks like once you start selecting more than 10 fonts, Google Docs will start to crash on you, and you'll start to get that snap error message. We've been seeing quite a lot of that lately, and so one of the things, first off, if you didn't know you could get more custom fonts in Google Docs, you can, and that's how you do it. Secondly, if you start choosing too many, now rumor has it that in some of the latest versions of Google Chrome, you might be able to update your version of Google Chrome and get rid of that problem, but we've been seeing an increasing number of folks complaining that and it so happens that some folks made that connection. Oh, I added some more fonts, and now it keeps crashing all the time. So go through and try to keep it to 10 or less. It seems is currently the magic number. Now, the new features I was talking about can be found inside a lot of the Google products. Here I'm inside a Google document, and I want you to look for this add-ons on the menu bar. Add-ons. This is new. This just came out within the last couple weeks, and if you click on Get Add-ons, actually it's been a week. Get Add-ons. There's all these new add-ons now. A lot of folks complain about the limitations of Google Docs, and these add-ons get us a lot closer to doing just about anything you'd ever be able to do inside of Word proper. You can track changes. That's a huge one, right? Folks love the idea to review and approve changes made to your document. Goes a little bit beyond revision history. That's a huge feature in Microsoft Word that Google Docs has not had. There's EasyBib. Adding a bibliography. I'm going to add that. I want to do a bibliography. I've got something I need a bibliography for in my document. And notice what happens when you go to do this. It says, "Hey, Google, this app would like to do the following things," and it might seem sinister, but if you're choosing one of these add-ons, it'll most likely be okay. It's good to read this. I'm going to accept it. And what it does is it adds this add-on. Now I have that feature that I can do. So notice it says, hey, the working thing came up here. It comes up and says, hey, EasyBib Bibliography Creator. It's in here. You can learn more about it right now, or you can just close it. I'm just going to close it because I'll demo it real quick. And let's say I'm off here on a website, and a huge announcement in the science community about gravitational waves and rapid expansion, and they finally observed the last thing on Einstein's theory of relativity. Big stuff. I want to cite this website, and what I can do, if I do it correctly here, is I'm going to copy the URL, go back into Google Drive, go to Add-ons, and then I'm going to go to my Easy Bibliography Creator, and I'm going to manage my bibliography for the document that I'm in. And this is where I can cite a source. And so it opens up this pane on the right-hand side. So I can cite a source here. I'm going to go to a website, for instance. Now I can choose MLA, APA, and all this other kind of stuff. I'm going to paste the web URL right in there, get everything formatted for me, and now I'm going to go ahead and select the site that this goes to. And now I can choose MLA, APA, Chicago. I'm going to choose APA, add bibliography to doc, and just like that, it brings my bibliography into my document. With the Cabin font, yay! Now your other add-ons that you have on here that are really good. I'm going to go to add-ons, get add-ons. That's where you go to get your add-ons. Avery, Label Manager, EasyBib, Find. You can do your tables of contents. You can do mail merge now with MailChimp. Mail merge was something you couldn't do in the past. Thesaurus. A lot of folks have always asked about Thesaurus. You can now do Thesaurus in here. Go through mind mapping. The highlighting I messed around with. I got to do more of that, but it's sort of like to do strategic highlighting for studying and just calling out information and things like that. A lot of interesting stuff in here. I highly recommend it. You're going to find a different set. Let's say I open up a spreadsheet. Now, one of the things you might have to do that I want to show you, notice I don't have add-ons in my menu bar here. Now I'm in Google Spreadsheets, right? I don't have add-ons. Go down, usually in the lower right-hand area, try the new Google Sheets. Click on that, click Get It Now. It brings you up, it gets you the new Google Sheets. And then once you have that, I got my green check mark. I have the new Google Sheets. Now I have add-ons and I can get add-ons. Now some of these add-ons are specific to Google Spreadsheets. Flubaroo is one I want to show you folks. You can do online assessments, emails the scores, gives instant feedback to your students, and also does item analysis and grading all automatically through Flubaroo. You want to check that out. That's a big one. That's a huge time saver. I've gotten many a teacher hooked on Flubaroo. And then there was another one, mapping. What's really kind of cool about this is if you have a spreadsheet with addresses and filters and such, it'll automatically turn it into a Google map. Kind of slick. The rest of it, reducing duplicates, merging values, things like this, random number generators. A lot of neat, cool, interesting things there now in the add-on sections to some of these. They have templates in there. Do check it out. But that's a little bit on Google Drive, Google Docs, Google Apps, and the add-ons feature. Hey, thanks for watching. Take care. See you next week. Be well.